let's get started over in Queens, City Field, New York Mets. Pete Alonso potentially coming back a little sooner than expected. Noah Syndergaard, um, unfortunately, looking like he may have reached that point of his career. And I stay vague for protecting my emotions reasons. And that's about it. How are you feeling about the guys in City right now with all these injuries? It's got to be tough on them mentally. I mean, it's tough on me mentally as a Mets fan. So,
Well, let me tell you, because last night I was making a graphic to, you know, show some of the injuries that the Mets are dealing with right now. And I didn't even know where to begin. I mean, there's not enough pixels on the screen to show them all. And, hopefully you've got Pete Alonso coming back within the next week or so. Kevin Pillar, he'll come back when he's ready. But
you could say he faced a bit of danger there.
Jesus. Yeah, well, that was horrifying. That was a scary situation, and it's happy to hear that he's gonna come back soon and
Of
figure
course.
that out. But you haven't even seen Carlos Carrasco or Noah Syndergaard, and you've got setbacks with Syndergaard. You've still got Jeff McNeil out. And it's shocking that we're here, that the Mets are 24-20
The Mets,
in first
crazy.
place in the NL East. And to me, I don't know if that says more about the resilience of this team and their ability to fight, or just the NL East. I mean, I thought that.
Jack, I have a take. I have an answer,
Let's hear it.
and it's going to be the answer you expect to hear from me. But I've got to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to paint a little picture here for you. I love school analogies when it comes to sports because we've all been to school. Everyone gets them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You're in history, groups of 6 for a big final project. You've got a couple best friends in there. You've got a nice little camaraderie, but it's your group is people you don't know, pretty much. You work your butt off, you prepare, show up presentation day ready to perform and to earn your final grade, and your best friend is a no-show. You are to perform this presentation, this final presentation, with kids that you do not know, that you were not friends with, and you've got to wing it and kill it. It's not going to happen. When you've got the camaraderie in the clubhouse like the Mets do, though, if you were in a group with 5 of your best friends and one missed the presentation, you think you guys would miss a beat? It'd be rough, and it'd probably be very funny to someone like me in the back of the classroom to watch. But you'd get through it and you'd make it happen. The New York Mets right now are giving a presentation on a book they've never read before because this team just got put together and is now already in injury shambles. But they're doing it with their friends and they're on the fly, making it work every time. Is it luck? I think it is what Tom Thibodeau likes to say when people call the Knicks lucky, which is that it's when preparation meets opportunity that you get luck. The Mets finding themselves with a bunch of strange opportunities in the situations they have regarding their injuries, the people having to step up. They're prepared, they're ready, and they're making the most of these opportunities, despite the fact that this team is probably beaten up mentally from how many times they've gotten beaten up physically around the clubhouse. I'm confident that this team puts it together still. I mean, you have a superstar shortstop who has yet to put things together, and you're first in your division. You can't feel like you're in a terrible spot, but you can feel like you really need to put things together, which is where the Mets are.
Yeah, and you mentioned the shortstop, Francisco Lindor, Mr. $341 million man. There is no better time than now for him to win over this fan base, to justify that contract extension. and he struggles. He's batting buck 85. That's just not acceptable. That's coming from a guy that's not big on the batting average statistic, but man, that's just not acceptable. Going into this season, I confidently said that he's the best two-way shortstop in the game. And right now, when you're undermanned, you're struggling, you're staying afloat. You're still in first place, but you desperately need that spark. Right now, the Mets are scoring the second fewest runs per game. This is the time for Francisco Lindor to prove himself and to really re-solidify his position, his standing as an elite shortstop in the MLB.
Absolutely. And with the New York fans having the expectations that they do for their players in the first place, forget the paycheck. I want to visit two other names: Julius Randle, Edwin Diaz. It's real easy for guys to come in and just get crapped on if they don't perform. So New York City, there's a reason that it is very hard to succeed here. It is genuinely impacted by the market, like your chances of succeeding. You have to be able to take the heat. Julius Randle, just because I'm familiar with the Knicks happenings, was hiding last year in his house. Like, he would not leave on purpose. He would not go shopping. He would send his wife shopping. He was literally in hiding because he didn't want Knicks fans to see him in public because he knew he wasn't playing well. To just have gotten paid $341 million, have that kind of pressure, be getting booed when you don't hit, it's not just turning it around that Francisco Lindor has. That guy has soul searching to do right now, because he has to find a way to not just connect the bat to the ball, but to really connect with his team and become not just a part of the clubhouse, but a part of the real winning effort. Yes, he's contributing by being out there and being part of what we do. He can do a lot more, and we know it, and it's not crazy to expect it of him. It has to happen at some point.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's not crazy to expect it. He should be the best shortstop in the league. He's got the glove, he's like a generational talent, and I remember all the talk to the GM of the Indians, and how there was so much buzz around him getting that $300 million contract. And he goes, the day that we give someone a $300 million contract is the day that another guy gets $1 billion contract or $100 million contract.
Right.
And there was so much outrage around that or to that comment, because Francisco Lindor was worth that money. Like, that was a fair. It's crazy to call a almost $350 million contract fair, but it really was because of his pedigree. He's a great player.
It was a valuation of services. That's what they were worth.
He can do it. He's capable of being that rock, that guy that provides the offense that they need right now.
It's tough. You thought Lindor would come in and be a floor raiser. He seems to somehow be a ceiling limiter as of right now. Got to step it up. There's no other way to put it. Just got to start playing ball. Me too, man. The problem is that if it doesn't happen as soon as they would like down in Queens, it's going to start getting harder for him to make that turnaround, because he's going to start getting booed harder. He's going to start it's very sensitive.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I agree with you. But, he's in a new situation, a lot of, big expectations. He's in a tough city to play in. And I really am confident that he is going to turn things around. So, yeah, I'm still on the Lindor train. I'm still buying stock.
Me too.